I was in San Diego prior to going to Tucson, and San Diego at one point was accounting for about 60% of all hard narcotics, meth, coke, fentanyl.
Oh, wow. San Diego.
Yeah,
Dang.
it's crazy. A lot of it come through the ports, and then some of it come between the ports. But in Arizona, it started to pick up. And the difference in Arizona was they were making these little blue tablets, fentanyl tablets, which is much easier to smuggle and transport than bricks of the stuff. So you would get, and the way these guys operate, it's just phenomenal. So the scenario I described, right? Here's the diversion. I send a group of 3 guys, 3 to 5, all of them with a backpack, all of them carry, well, the way they would work it is the first guy would have 20, 30 pounds of marijuana, right? The next guy, food and supplies. The third guy would have the fentanyl, and he would be carrying probably 10 to at the most 20 pounds of fentanyl. And then the other 2 guys, maybe meth, coke, something else. And so this group of 5 would come running across the border. We would hope that we would pick them up. If we're not, what we try to do is not get so distracted that we completely avoided everything, because again, we had air assets, technology. And so you'd see this group, and then the group had the 5 guys. The first guy, his job was to get arrested.
Right.
So that
you have to deal with him.
Dealing with him, and the guy with the fentanyl, his job was to get away, and the other 4 guys would do everything in their power to make sure that he got away.
Dang.
So it's
like playing against
business.
Kansas City Chiefs almost, kind of. It's almost like playing against Andy Reid in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're coming with a plan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the things that also happens, like these 5 guys that are coming across, they're going to hike for 30 to 80 miles through the desert. So these cartels have logistical waypoints along there where they pay somebody to haul in food and water, fresh batteries. And so they're set up in the desert, in the mountains there. So as this group comes along, they're watching. So they got 2 jobs. Right. One is to resupply, and then the second job is to watch us. And it's a bear to catch them. I mean, in order to arrest these guys, at one point we did surveillance for probably 4 to 6 months, identifying all the spots.
Right.
And then we brought in a whole slew of air assets, Blackhawks and everything else. And we brought in our BORTAC, which is like our SWAT team. Yeah. And BORSTAR, which are our search and rescue team. All these guys are badass.
Yeah.
And so we pinpointed all these locations. We coordinated with the Mexicans. And, I mentioned corruption. So we had to coordinate with Mexico City to bring out a vetted unit that we could trust. And so, they did the blocking on the Mexican side so these guys couldn't run south and get away. And then we flew all these teams in at each of these spots, and they'd rappel down, and they'd run in the mountains and make these arrests. But, the amount of money and effort that goes into it is tremendous. Insane. But the unfortunate part is you give it a week, maybe a month, and then they're right back in business. And so then you have to replicate this. You have to start watching them and tracking them, and it's just crazy.
Can you tag them or something, or shoot them with like a dart so you know where they are? They don't allow that?
No.
See, that's ridiculous to me a little bit. Like, it's almost like, especially for the guys who are doing the smuggling, can you, because we'll tag a goose, you know what I'm saying, to find out where he's having an egg, but you won't tag somebody who's freaking just running, like anything across the border.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different options, different choices. Some guy just brings you 1 option, not this guy. 2 options. Watch one, this one or this one.